The longer a woman remains celibate, the idea of someone touching her who doesn't meet her mental, spiritual, or physical needs makes her feel sick. This happens because she values herself more and knows what she truly deserves. Being with the wrong person makes her feel uncomfortable because she knows these men don't deserve any access to her. And until a man provides the commitment and effort she desires, she will remain single, celibate, and enjoy her.
Hey ladies, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. This is your host, Nava. If you are new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and hopefully YouTube will allow you to subscribe, because lately they have not. If you follow me, you know what that's about. I speak on it a lot. They're like playing with our subscriber counts, and they're playing with our comments and not letting your comments be seen, because YouTube does not like this type of content because it goes against what patriarchy is. So let's get into this topic, y'all. A lot of women are becoming celibate, and that is a problem. And I think conversations like this is why they're trying to ban TikTok, and why Russia is trying to get, they have put a law that women get fined or anybody, if you're online talking about being child free and not having children, they will fine you in Russia. So I feel like these laws are coming to America, and they're coming to America quickly, because they want women to push out more kids for the system, for the patriarchy, so those kids can work for the uber rich, super rich people for the rest of their lives. Once they graduate school, they become slaves in this system. They cannot rest, they cannot take a break. And right now the retirement age is 66. Our kids, we're not going to get to retire. If you're 40 or younger, you're not going to get to retire. If you have kids, those kids are never going to get to retire. They know that. So that's why they're trying to hoard all the resources so they can force everybody else to work and be slaves forever. So women are trying to fight back in any way possible. Women are becoming celibate. Women are going to get on long-term or permanent birth control. Women are just saying we are not having kids. And women are saying this globally. If you're paying attention, the birth rates are dropping. Governments are panicking because women are the actual wealth of any country, because women produce humans. So you are the most valuable asset in any country. And we need to realize how valuable we are. So our bodies, we cannot keep playing with. I'm 41, y'all, and I know that I can still have kids, probably for the next 20 years. So therefore, I will be going next month and seeing if I can get my tubes tied. I don't want any more kids. I have 2 kids. My baby will be 13. My oldest will be 18. I do not want any more kids. I know women who have gotten pregnant in their 40s and 50s, and some even their 60s, and I'm not going. I'm not trying to be that person. I'm not trying to be out here getting pregnant by my rapist when all of these laws go into effect and these women stop deciding to sleep with their husbands. It's going to happen. The SA rates are going to skyrocket because incels are just waiting for their chance to just attack somebody. So women are becoming celibate for this and many more reasons. So let's get into some of the reasons why these women chose to become celibate and why they are happy with their choice to become celibate. And like I always say, y'all, arm yourselves, because it's your right, your Second Amendment right. Believe me, when women start arming themselves, these men in the government, they're going to try to roll back the laws on women being able to carry firearms also, because they can't have a group of oppressed people protecting themselves, right? And this is why I say women need to really come together, and you need to get away from any woman who just refuses to listen to you and refuses to understand and see what is going on. So let's get into these videos, and I'll be right back after this.
A lot of women are choosing celibacy, and it has nothing to do with religious reasons. A lot of you men are not even stumbling blocks. You don't like to plan dates. You don't like to buy flowers. You're not consistent with communication. You disappear out of our life and then you pop back up, and you're extremely hypersexual. You get bored very easily. You have so many sexual experiences. A lot of you are unstable. You're living off of women, living with your baby mama, living with a girl that you know you don't like because you're in survival mode, and you won't cut out your distractions so you can get the basic necessity as a grown man: your own car, your own crib, and your own career. You are too distracted. Y'all men literally just want to pull up, smoke weed, do drugs, have sex. That's why I say, women, leave the drugs alone, because a man can conquer you a lot more faster if he can get you high or inebriated. Raise the standard. Clean yourself up as a woman, and you will see how uninteresting a lot of these men are. The enemy is a thief of time. A man will deal with you forever if you allow it. You got to be the one to cut it off. You got to be the one who have the standards and the boundaries, because that's how you get rid of them. No, you're not just finna come over here and lay up with me. No, you're not finna just get me high, and I'm not doing drugs with you. Your standards will get those men out your life that don't belong. I need all my ladies to comment below. I'm raising the standard. Come on, come on, come on. Let's raise the bar. Come on. Let's prioritize beauty and fitness. Come on, let's put God first. Seek first the kingdom of God. Don't be out here and let these men distract you and have you fall away from God, because they'll do it if you let them. These men will march your souls to hell if you let them. And I'm talking about men of the world. I ain't talking about godly men. I'm talking about the men of the world. They will march your souls to hell if you let them.
So I'm noticing that more and more women are choosing abstinence and celibacy. And at this point, I definitely understand why. Like, between the situationships, the men not wanting to commit, the men not wanting to be honest, the down low men, and these married single men, I get it. I do. I really do. And I feel like I have really truly made the decision to work on myself and to be by myself while I'm in this transition period. Like, I feel like I'm in a weird transition period, but I've accepted it. And I feel like now is the time for me to really just focus on myself and not think about dating. I feel like I have goals and I have things that I want to do first before I actually date, because I really do want to date with a purpose. But y'all, the things that I have been seeing lately, it's just like beyond, and it's too many things out here. Like, I'm not shocked that women are choosing these things. I'm not shocked that women are content with these things. And it's some men too. Like, don't get me wrong, it is some men too that are tired of it too, and they've decided, I'm just gonna be by myself. But the things that I have been seeing lately, y'all, like, if I'm being honest, like, I'm thoroughly disgusted. Like, people's feelings, they don't care about how they make people feel. It's really just, people are just out for themselves now. They don't care how they make people feel. They don't care about how they treat people. They only care about themselves. And this is, like, really sickening.
Telling women nowadays that's why you single doesn't quite hit the way it used to hit, and that's because we're choosing to stay single. Okay? A lot of us rather go to work and go work for somebody than to be laid up starting a family with a no good man. Okay, because at the end of the day, men are just not menning the way they used to. I know y'all tired of me saying this, but a lot of y'all are sassier than a RuPaul Drag Race show, okay? Y'all get manicures, pedicures. Y'all doing everything but hunting and going to hell to work and changing some tires, okay? It's too much going on nowadays. I wish I would see my rough-ass father in the seat or the phone with his boy telling the neighborhood gossip while he's getting his toes painted clear. Absolutely not. want, okay? So stop sitting there telling us that's why we single. Yeah, I'd rather go work for the white man than to have to come home and be laid up broke with you. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it, okay? I'd rather go and chase a career and let my eggs burn to the fire before I sit here and give you a kid that I know is going to be raised in poverty because you ain't stepping up to the plate like you used to or that you need to, okay? So again, don't tell us that's why we single. We know, and we like it here.
Every time I see comments in regards to celibacy and women wanting to be celibate, even after she hasn't been celibate in the past, every time I see comments from men saying things like, oh wow, now you want to be celibate, well, it doesn't count after you've been ran through or after, you know, you were sleeping around or, you know, whatever. Comments like that show me how entitled some men feel to women's body and how entitled society feels to women's bodies. Like why are we expected to allow that level of access to us, allow that level of physical intimacy with us just because of our past, just because of past decisions, and then we can never make a different decision, we can never say no, we can never deny that type of access to us any longer, or now we have different standards when it comes to allowing that type of access to us. What's so toxic about hookup culture and the message that it's liberating for women to, you know, just be with men, and I'm not saying that if that's what you want to do that there's anything wrong with that, but I just don't agree with this sort of entitlement to a woman's body or this entitlement to women's choices when it comes to what we want to do with our body, no matter what happened in our past.
So some of you may know that I haven't had sex with a man in February, will be 6 years. And people always ask me, like, how did you do it? How has it been so long? Like, women have needs and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, when I first started, it was for religious reasons. I was trying to be a good girl and do the right thing and all of that stuff. And 5 and some odd years later, it's so easy that it's like, I'm not even trying to be a good girl. Like, if a nigga came along and said the right thing, he could probably get it in 3 days. Not even gonna lie. You might want to get out of here now. But it's like, these niggas make it so easy because they be cornying their way out of pussy. Like, these niggas really have nothing else to offer but money. Like, I've dated so many men with money. I've gotten so many things and still didn't want to give them anything because all they have is things. Like, I am an intellectual person. I like deep conversation. Like, I want us to be able to talk about everything. What books are you reading? Let's talk about politics. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about religion. Let's talk about family. Let's talk about things that matter, substance. And they don't be having nothing to talk about. Like, have you ever met a nigga whose personality is being a nigga with money? Like, these niggas have nothing else to offer. So, like, when they're complaining about us only wanting money, what else do you have to offer? And if you have nothing else to offer, you definitely got to pay like you weigh. Like, at this point, it's like I'm begging to meet someone who can intellectually stimulate me and have me tingling with just words. I ain't met a nigga yet. Like, this, at this point, it's like, is 10 years gonna come? Is the hole gonna close all the way together? Like, is it gonna close back up and they're going to have to, like...
Hey, powerful people. Let's quickly talk about why celibacy is not the answer. I hear from so many women as a life and relationship coach for powerful, professional Black and brown women who want to be celibate because their relationships are not working out, or who choose celibacy because they can't figure out how to make a relationship work, or who decide to be celibate because they just don't want to deal with men anymore. And while they think that they're doing the right thing, so many other problems are created because of that choice. Let's unpack. Anytime you choose to deprive yourself of something, it can become problematic if it is not done from an intentional, an intuitive, and an empowered place of decision making. Because during the deprivation period, what may happen is that you will either crave that thing so much more so that the whole time you're not having it, all you're thinking about is having it. Or in order to justify your choice, you can demonize the thing. And so then you begin to look at men as bad and sex as bad and intimacy as bad. And neither of those things really aids in the healing process or positions you to be a good partner when the time comes for you to open up and when you're no longer going to be celibate. So celibacy is not the answer to solve your relationship problems if you are not actually solving your relationship problems. If you don't take the time to really self-evaluate, self-reflect, and seek some professional support and professional help from a coach like myself, someone who can guide you through the process of uncovering and discovering what your relationship triggers are, what your emotional barriers and blocks are, then you're only going to find yourself repeating the same mistakes once you come out of your state of celibacy. Celibacy is great to give yourself time to recalibrate and to nourish yourself and to nurture yourself and to take a step back from the rest of the world and from dating and from the energy of intimacy. But it is not an end-all, be-all, catch-all solution for the problems that you are experiencing in your relationships. You are absolutely going to need to take the time to get clear on why you're choosing the partners that you are, why you're experiencing the failures that you are, and why you're not able to create the results that you want. That self-assessment, that self-evaluation, that self-healing is what's going to lead you into perfect partnership and into a healthy relationship, whether you choose to be celibate in the process.
Y'all, one thing that I can't stand more than anything in this world is dumb, smart people who are always trying to give people advice. One thing I always tell y'all is to protect your peace by any means necessary. And if that means not having sex and being away from men for a certain amount of time or forever for you, that's what you need to do for yourself. I hate when people try to make it seem like people like this are just digmatized and they're trying to just seem like they're educated, and they don't want you to get undigmatized because they aren't, and they just want you to stay down low with them. You don't need sex to breathe. You don't need sex to live. You will not die without sex. If you talk to most people that are digmatized, they will talk like sex is a basic necessity to live. It's biological. Okay, yeah, biologically, yeah, people get horny and they want to have sex. But biologically, can we actually die without having sex? I know the human race can die off if we're not having sex. Aside from parthenogenesis, which isn't happening right now. If any of y'all know about parthenogenesis, it's the process of which women can have kids without a male present, with just women. If we were in the right environment, if we were alkaline, if they weren't poisoning our food and the air and the water, if all conditions were right and our bodies were right, women used to be alkaline. If y'all don't know about parthenogenesis, look it up here on YouTube. There are a lot of people talking about it. There are a lot of videos. The government knows this. But aside from that, women don't need to have sex for any other reason, just pleasure. And the thing is, most women, if they were getting that much pleasure from having sex, they would not be choosing to go celibate. They would not be breaking up with men left and right. They would not be divorcing. Even if they are getting pleasure, it's just not worth it to connect yourself to men who are harming you in other ways. Like, the sex might be good, but you're being harmed in so many other ways in these relationships. So be careful when you're listening to so-called educated, smart people who are telling you that celibacy is not the answer when you have already decided that celibacy is the answer for you. So let's get back into the rest of these videos.
Culture is literally the worst thing to have happened to women, and I absolutely hate how it's been preached as something that is liberating when it's absolutely not. When you understand that everything is spiritual in nature, you know that as women, our womb space is the most powerful portal, not only for physical life, but also our creativity. And when you let in a man who is not worthy of your body, your energy into your womb space, you are allowing him to cut you off from your intuition, because when you do sleep with a man, you are releasing certain hormones that make you attached to him. And if it's the wrong man, you're going to be attached and simping for someone who's not even deserving of your great power. Take your power back, and let me tell you, celibacy is going to be the best decision you've ever made for yourself.
Voiced the reason as to why I'm single, but I'm choosing me for the first time. Come get touched up with me as I talk about my choice of being celibate for the last 3 years. It's been a choice, and I really believe that it has helped me heal from any past sexual trauma. I have also chosen to be single for this reason. Maya, the singer, she admitted to being celibate for 7 years now. I am so grateful that she voiced this, because I literally felt like I was the only person choosing celibacy, especially in the entertainment industry. When you voice something, it takes the shame away. This is what I posted on Threads. Here are some of the responses that I got. Proud of you for prioritizing self-respect and your well-being. See, this is the type of messages that people like me want to hear. This next comment, this started out being super positive, and then it went to something that I never referenced or said. Whoever wrote this honestly just meant to be kind. I know I'm not out there looking for guys. Like, I know I'm pretty. I know I have a lot to offer. Because I'm choosing celibacy does not equal that I can't find a man, okay? That's great. But shouldn't your sex life or decision be private? Part of my work right now is to not suffer in silence, because I want to make at least one person feel like they're not alone, because it is lonely. Until next time, love you.
It's incredible to me that when I say that I'm abstinent, people don't believe me. First of all, why? You guys make it so fucking easy not to like you. Like, so easy.
So I'm seeing a lot of girls out here making videos about when should you tell a man that you're celibate or abstaining from sex. And I'm like, you shouldn't. There are a lot of women giving them the response of immediately. You should tell them immediately. And I'm like, why should you tell them? It's none of their business. It's not their body. What you do has nothing to do with them. Y'all are two separate people. Stop trying to fuse your life together with theirs by giving them information that they don't need to know. Stop trying to be connected with them in that way. Like, do not talk to them if you don't plan on having sex or if you don't want to have sex, because basically that's all they want. When a man approaches you, they are pretty much approaching you for sex. They're not approaching you for a relationship, a marriage, or any other thing. They just want sex. That's why they approach women. You look good to them. They want to have sex with you. So don't tell them that. Like, unless you're ready to have sex, just stay away from them. As soon as you get in a relationship, I don't care how nice they are or how understanding they say they are, they'll wait as long as they have to get it. So that's just my little tidbit of advice. Y'all, I pretty much am done with this video. I don't have anything else to say. Are any of y'all celibate? I'm married right now, but y'all, if I was not married, I would be on this celibacy train. I would be on the 4 train with y'all. I would be on all the trains, because I've never been just addicted to sex like that. Like I've said before, I'm a sapiosexual. I don't know. I'm an introvert, so I just stay to myself, and sex has never been a big deal for me. So it would be pretty easy for me. So ladies, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Are you celibate? How long have you been celibate? And has it helped you at all? Has it helped you find yourself? Has it helped you heal in any way? And I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.